Hey guys, it's come to my attention that they're going to make Warcraft 3 Reforged. And as I've said in other videos, that brought me to sort of ask myself the question, what is it about Warcraft that makes it really worthy of being reforged? That thought process really kind of led me to this idea that what makes Warcraft 3 a good game that seems to me to be worthy of being reforged is the ability to take the game and really just make anything that is the first thing that comes to your mind. Because I think that that's such a sort of fantastical and wonderful feature to have in the world editor. So, to go along with that, I've created this video series where I'm going to try to I'll just sit down once each evening and make the first thing that comes to my mind. It's sort of fun. Can't really go wrong. I can't fail to make the first thing that comes to my mind. I guess unless if I just don't do it. And it means that we get to have a lot of fun with the world editor here. It's already, I think, day by day been getting more and more fun as time goes on, and I look forward to having fun again this evening. So what we're doing here is we're making a little island, which is going to be pretty good. And generally, what we're going to have to do after we make a little island is we're going to have to put something on the island. Now, this particular map, which we started on Monday, is a new map that's based around the idea of Reforged George, this friendly little peon, and Reforged George's island vacation. To that end, we have the beach-going night elves, right? They're carrying around little shells in their hand, hanging out with the shells. We have a little Reforged George's boat, and he can sail around. We have Reforged George's little vacation house. And when he sails in his boat, he can go over here to the Challenge Placeman. Now, the Challenge Placeman will offer you challenges you can do. Reforged George has been notoriously bad at the challenges. He's really struggled, just because he's a peon, right? And peons are not very powerful. So a lot of times when I've attempted the challenge, I was defeated. Last night we ended where I went ahead and just asked the computer, "Who's your daddy?" And the computer said, "I don't know, but that means you win." And I won the challenge. It was pretty good. So the question we have to ask ourselves now is, can we create an island that's going to let Reforged George get even more powerful so he'll be able to complete those challenges? If you get good enough, you can ask the challenge man for a tougher challenge. But currently, Reforged George has an incredibly difficult time with the tougher challenge. The other thing I think that our challenges need that we never added was challenge item drops. Reforged George needs to be able to get more powerful. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to say if a unit dies, and that unit is a party pooper unit, which is we can determine if they're a party pooper by checking if the owner of the dying unit is player 12 brown. We use the brown poop color for the party poopers who want to ruin the party. So we're going to have that. And if that happens, we're going to create an item. And let's just create random item type. Integer. I think we could just use level of dying unit, right? So if we kill an enemy, it'll create a random item of that enemy's level at the position of that enemy. That'll be good. And that way we can get more powerful, right, by defeating these various enemies. I think it'll be a good thing. In addition, last night in the Tuskar Island, we added the Tuskar fishing pole, which you can use. You can use the fishing pole to use this Go Fish ability and try to find stuff. And I think one thing we should do is maybe add new kinds of fish that are rarer to find. Perhaps also we could have the fishing pole accidentally hook a shell now and then. So we could probably say have a really low chance here that if this happens, we'll create one of these shells and give that to the player. But I think it would also be neat if there was a chance. Not frequently, but just a bit of a chance to get some other interesting things. Maybe like a message in a bottle. Let's see if we can give you a message in a bottle. For that, let's go ahead and copy Mogren's report, because it's a good quest item. It doesn't have any stats. I'm going to call it message in a bottle. I think that sounds pretty good. Message in a bottle is going to have the vial full, of course. Tiny message in a bottle. Look at that. That's going to be good. And this bottle contains a tiny message. It's not going to be worth any gold though. There we go. So now we got a message in a bottle. So we can go ahead and say that you get a message in a bottle now and then. It's again going to be very uncommon. In fact, let's just put less than. Let's go back to less than 2. Yeah, less than 2. It's pretty uncommon that you'll get a message in a bottle. The other thing I think we want to do is we want Shimmerweed to do something. We added Shimmerweed into the game, but when you pick it up, you don't get anything out of it. So I was thinking maybe what Shimmerweed should do is like cast Holy Light on you, and then also give you a little bit of lumber. Let's see if we can make it do that. It's going to heal 200 hit points, and it's not going to cost any mana. It's not going to have a cooldown. We're going to call this Shimmerweed Healing. That'll be pretty good, and we'll give it that icon of the Shimmerweed so we know what's up. And it is not a hero ability. It doesn't need that. It's just going to be an item ability. There you go. Cool. So now we have Shimmerweed Healing, A03, which we can give to the Shimmerweed, which is used automatically when acquired. And apparently it's also not actively used. I feel like it needs to be actively used. Let's go ahead and set that up. So you use it when you acquire it. It gives you that. And then let's go to a bundle of lumber, and we'll make it give you 3 lumber for picking up Shimmerweed. Because, you know, why not? Shimmerweed lumber right there, A04. So let's see if we can use both of those abilities. I'm not really sure it will, but we can give it a shot. Cool. So when you get a message in a bottle, we'll have to make that do something. We'll have to make something you do when you get a message in a bottle. Now we gotta ask ourselves, who or what do we put on this little interesting island here? And I think one of the things we need, to be honest with you, one of the things we need is a lighthouse. So let's go and just get ourselves a lighthouse. It's very simple to get a lighthouse. Anytime you need a lighthouse, you just think of something that already has a lighthouse in it, and you go and you grab that thing, right? And it should be very simple. I believe I did this once before in my life many years ago. Where you pretty much just select the lighthouse here, and then I guess maybe we'll keep this backdrop. You invert your selection and you get rid of the rest. Seems pretty nice. To that end, we could also try to see if the lighthouse has any kind of light emitters. We're gonna want to move those to the center. I guess maybe it doesn't have really too many light emitters, so that might be good. Maybe that's all we need in our lighthouse there. It's just right about like that. And I suppose if we wanted, you know, if you want to be really fancy, some people like to be fancy. You could go to, you know, the Ancient of Lore has these very interesting little beams of light coming out of the little lanterns there, right? And we could make a larger version of those beams of light sticking out of the lighthouse that we have here. This might be interesting. This is a little bit more involved than the last time I made a lighthouse for myself, but I think it's probably fine. So we'll go ahead and we'll paste this right here, and we'll select it, and we'll just make it a little bit bigger, and that way we're going to give our lighthouse a little bit of character. You know, that it's really got some nice light coming right out of it like that. I think that'll be nice. Yeah. I'm actually almost a little bit curious if we were to open the human shipyard again, if there was already light in it that I was just forgetting about. I guess we could also see that if we just go in here and we check it out and say, if I were to place a human shipyard, is there light in the lighthouse? It looks like there is not. It looks like stand work makes the boat rock. It does not emit light from the lighthouse. That's pretty silly. All right, yeah, it looks like we're doing what we want to do. Then we got our light in the lighthouse. That'll be good. Yeah, I think right about like that. That's probably about how we want. So let's go ahead and save our little lighthouse here. We don't want to spend too much time on it. You know, it's just something a little nice we're gonna put here in our part of the map and on our islands. We're gonna go get that lighthouse, and let's make ourselves a building. For this, I think there's like $1 on guard tower. No, some kind of tower. Ruined tower. This is these big towers. Ruined crystal tower. What's that kind of tower? This is the ruined tower though. So I guess what we want actually is probably the destructible version of the tower. Let's see, $1 on Violet Citadel. No. I really thought there was an interesting tower that looked about like this ruined tower. But is this busted off at the top? Yeah, this is busted off at the top. See, there's a version of this I thought that was a destructible. What is that guy called? It's been a little while since I looked for it, so I guess we know it's in... Well, I guess it has to be Trees Destructibles. So, maybe it would be like another variation with Dalaran Violet Citadel, but it doesn't have another variation. Well, you guys could message in I don't know, nobody's gonna message. I was gonna joke and say you could put in the comments the name of the Dalaran Tower. It's been a long time since I looked up that tower. I'm kind of surprised I can't find it. I really thought there was a tower doodad. Let's see if we can find it as something we can place. You know, let's see if we can find any clues. Isn't that what they say? It's like Dalaran, but there's a large tower. Let's see if we can find it visually. Find it visually. Building. It's called Building. What a good name. What a good name. Alright, there you go. Now I feel a bit silly. That took me a long time to find. Anyway, that makes sense because our lighthouse is also a building, but our lighthouse has to be a little bit larger. That's what I was going for here, is to make the lighthouse a building. I should have thought of that. I would just name it. I should have thought that the lighthouse would be named Building. It was a tense moment. I gotta practice my soothing world editor soothing skills so we maintain the soothingness of the lighthouse. We also want our lighthouse to be in the Sunken Ruins tile set because it's a lighthouse, right? It makes sense in Sunken Ruins. So here's our lighthouse. Unfortunately, it's trying to load variations. We're gonna have to set it to not have variations. Now it just looks stupid because it's too wide, right? It's too large. So let's just make it size 2. And then, yeah, we'll see if we can set that back. That still is a very large lighthouse, actually, to be fair. I guess maybe that's alright. But kind of looks to me like maybe what we would want to do is increase the maximum scale to 4, and then make this guy a little bit taller vertically. But we can't do that with a destructible. We can only do that with a doodad. So yeah, we'll just leave it how it is. That looks pretty good right there. Now the other thing we're gonna want is our unflyable texture to maybe be 6x6 unflyable. That's a better texture right there. Looks like 6x6 unflyable is not used in the game, but that's good. Now we're putting it to use. The wise developers who created 6x6 unflyable would be proud. So there we go. We've got ourselves this nice little lighthouse. But I think now what we need is a little lighthouse man. You know, somebody to manage the lighthouse, somebody to talk to. So to do that, let's go ahead. Let's make a little priestly guy, but he's not going to be a Frozen Throne priest. He's going to be a Reign of Chaos priest. That's right. And we got a little Reign of Chaos priest there. He's looking kind of interesting. You know, he's got some unique character compared to this guy here. And let's call him the Lighthouse Man. He's the man who stands by the lighthouse. Lighthouse Man. There you go. And he's gonna be a part of the beach party. He is definitely a part of the beach party. I think, in fact, what we really need right now is we need a beach ball. Now, I think there might be a beach ball on the Hive Workshop. So let's see if we can get Hive Workshop beach ball. That'll be good. Yeah, beach ball right here. That looks like just about right, exactly what we want. It's author's dog. Let's thank you, dog. Doge, D-O-G. I'm not sure what his name is. I actually don't know that guy. But he made us a beach ball, and that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and copy this beach ball into our models folder. And we'll go ahead and put that in the map. Because, you know, this lighthouse looks like it needs a beach ball. That's what I was thinking. Let's go ahead and get that. I'll get a beach ball right there. We got the little beach ball skin. And let's go ahead and save it. So logically, I would think what a beach ball would do is something like hurl boulder, but slightly different. Conceptually, it would be like hurl boulder, except that when you hurl it, it doesn't do any damage, and you don't have to hurl it at enemies. You can hurl it at anybody at all. Now that we have that, we're going to call this hurl beach ball. It's going to be the function when you hurl the beach ball, right? And it's going to shoot the beach ball towards your target. There we go. So what hurl beach ball is going to do, and I guess it needs a beach ball icon. I don't know. Do we have a beach ball icon? Beach ball icon. All right. Well, let's go ahead and make a little item for the beach ball. Now, for that, we're going to want some kind of basic consumable, I think. So let's see. You know, like a charge, like a single-use item, like an Inferno Stone. But what it does is it uses hurl beach ball, so it hurls that ball at your target. Definitely, beach balls are going to be very, very cheap items. Let's see, beach ball. Purchase beach ball. That's right. It's a beach ball. Throw it around to have the right sort of party. We'll just use that as the extended tooltip also. So now we've got our beach ball, and I guess we want to make sure that cooldown group is also a beach ball, which is, what is it? Hurl beach ball. There we go. So that's good, but one of the things I was looking towards here is I want to get that beach ball item model, so I can set that down on the ground next to the Lighthouse man, and we can have it there where we can take a picture of it, because we definitely need a beach ball icon, you know? Something like that, I think. Although I do start to wonder, should our beach ball item, should we be a little bit more fancy, right? We saw the other night, we know how to be fancy. It's pretty simple, right? We just bring up one of these, and we go into items, and we go and we get some kind of interesting item. You know, you get something like this, and you pick out on it, pick out the part we don't need, which in our case would be this this book here. And we say, well, what if I don't have the book here? What if I just open the beach ball? Now, ideally, if we were going to post this map, I guess we would need to ask for credit from Dog here. So let's see if he posted anything. Made in a few minutes. Try to use in-game textures. Doesn't seem like he said that it was okay. I'm hoping he said it was okay for us to modify his beach ball. Let's check his profile. Well, it looks like he didn't say it was okay to modify his beach ball. So one of the things we're going to do is we're a soothing world editor here. We'll just take our time and we'll get it right. So what we're going to do is we're gonna respect the fact that the Hive is designed in a manner where they ask that we don't edit Warcraft models without permission. So what we're gonna do for our beach ball instead is we're just gonna open up this Oinkerwinkle primitives folder, right? And what this has in it, this has a geosphere of maybe an octageosphere. Yeah, an octageosphere looks pretty good, or a sphere of 8 segments. Let's see. So we've got a sphere of 8 segments, something like that right there. I think that might be good. This is probably the best sphere we got. So what we're going to do actually is we're just going to take this and we're going to make our own beach ball. It's no offense to Dog there. His beach ball is probably better than ours, but we're going to make this beach ball so that we have total permission to edit it, and we don't need to worry about some of those permissioning things. So what we have now is a Reddit beach ball, and what we're going to do is we're going to open Microsoft Paint here. In Microsoft Paint, we're going to give ourselves a texture. So let's make it 64 by 64, and we'll do a fill. We'll get some nice colors, and then we'll get some shapes. Let's see what we got in terms of shapes. Is this yeah, something like that is going to be really good. We'll just get the largest sort of size, and what we're going to do is we're just going to try to color this with some shapes, and some interesting shapes. You know, to try to get our beach ball to be as great looking as possible. Just something kind of like that. You know, we'll just try to make it go around, so that we reach a manner in which our beach ball is how we would want it to be. Maybe something like that, which gives us the ability to put one of these, which will give us the ability to put one of these, you know, and you just kind of go around like that, and you just make sure your beach ball is going to have a good many colors on it, you know. So it's gonna be a good colorful beach ball. That's really how you can distinguish it as something uniquely interesting. So it looks like we already used that one, so we'll use this one here. In fact, we'll rotate a little bit that way. That'll be good. We'll put one of these right there, and we'll put one of these right here. And if you ever you know, start questioning your pattern, you can just pattern it back the other way. Seems like it should be good. And pretty soon we're gonna have ourselves a beach ball and we can give to the Lighthouse man. Just right like that. That's right. Just one of these and one of those and one of those. Long ago, I heard a rumor that Microsoft was going to get rid of Microsoft Paint, and as we can see here, I think Microsoft Paint is a wonderful application that allows us to make beach balls, and for that alone, I think we should not get rid of Microsoft Paint. You know, this is a good beach ball texture. It really is. Beach ball texture. There we go. Just right like that. And let's put it in the folder with the Warcraft models. There we go. Beach ball texture. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that beach ball and we're going to convert it. And in order to do that, you know, we need to go ahead and we need to go to software. Pretty easy place to go. We're going to try to get something like BLP Lab. Looks like we don't have BLP Lab today, so let's try this one. I think this one might do. See if it opens PNG. No, it doesn't. But it does open BMP, so let's save it as a BMP. There we go, BMP. Yeah, sure. We'll reduce that texture quality of our beach ball. I need to. This particular computer does not have Magos, right? If you were on a Magos computer, you would want to use your Magos computer for this here. But we haven't done that. So things are looking pretty good. I'm in this Warcraft software folder, but what I want to do is go to the Warcraft model folder. Actually, what I want to do is use this BLP guy, TGA BLP guy. Yeah, there we go. Get the beach ball texture, and now we'll make it a BLP. There we go. Yes. That'll be good. There we go. Now we have, what an interesting looking texture. That looks slightly different than I imagined. Alright. Well, I have another idea of what we could do, my friends. We could go ahead and we could just convert it in here. Now, I wonder, in order to do that, we need to allow ourselves to open a texture, which we don't yet do. So let's go ahead and let's go into just the main panel of all of this. We have BLP, right? If file ends with BLP as model, if file ends with PNG, BLP path as model, file path. Let's see. That's all very interesting. There we go. And then we'll just allow ourselves to open a PNG image, just right like that. We'll type that in, and then we should be able to just convert the PNG image with my own code right there. And then I don't have to worry about any of that other nonsense. We'll just go to PNG image and open beach ball texture. It doesn't look like it worked, however. So let's see, we got open BLP. Let's see. Oh, curiously enough, this is actually the MPQ browser, which is something different. So what we want to do is we want to find where load BLP path as model. Right here, we're just going to say if there's one other check we just had to add in there. Yeah, that's all well and good. If it ends with PNG, and we'll load it like how we load BLPs. That might do it. There we go. There we go. That's right. And we'll just go in here. We'll open that texture right on up. And that is a very interesting texture. Very different than what I really would have expected. Not too sure why. Must be some function of Microsoft Paint. PNG is different than I would have expected. Well, we can go ahead and export texture. We can export the beach ball texture. We can see what that is like. Right there. Beach ball texture 2.blp. Let's go ahead and see if we can open that. Oh, it's blank. Well, it's not so good. This one just looks crazy. Well, that is just that is not a good sign for Microsoft Paint. It's really not. Looks like we're gonna have to use Paint.net. We're gonna get serious, just a little bit, but that's all right. Not too serious. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go in here and we're gonna find this beach ball texture right here. We're gonna open that on up. We'll see. It looks great in Microsoft Paint. Let's resave it. We'll auto-detect our settings, and looks like it cannot access it because it's in use by another system. So let's close the other systems here. We'll close. Make sure I already saved this as Redditor Beach Ball, where it looks like I did. Well, we're not going to save any of those other models. And let's go ahead and save this guy again. There we go. Now we should be able to open it up. After we try converting it, which we'll want to be able to do. So let's see if this can save a BMP that our other guy will accept, or better yet, a TGA. TGAs go really well with Warcraft 3. So let's make a TGA version of that. We should be able to convert this guy right like that. We'll go ahead and add that. We'll see what it looks like. Not that one. This one. There we go. That's more like what we were looking for. Beach ball texture TGA. So that's really good. And that gives us the ability that we can go in here to the Redditor Beach Ball, and we can do this in the way that we wanted. Sometimes the first thing that comes to your mind isn't as easy as you thought it would be. But that's alright. And there you have it. Beach ball texture TGA. Just like that. Now all we gotta do is go ahead and launch our software right here. And open our beach ball texture. Or our Redditor Beach Ball. And see what it's like. There you go. So that's a nice little beach ball. A little bit crazy, but that's okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to save this as a Redditor Beach Ball that we can use, but we're also going to go back to that item we had, right? That tome. And we're going to use the tome. There you have it. we should be able to just select it right up, just like that. Select the tone, deselect everything except the tone, move the tone outside, remove the tone completely, and get a reach ball, just right like that. Pop it back to the tone, make sure that we are centered as much as can be, and make our beach ball, just like that. The beach ball texture, of course, is not in the same folder as the tone, but that's okay. We can just make that the regular beach ball item. There we go. Now we have correctly abided by Hive Workshop permissions, and things are good, although I don't think we really want that open. There we go. Let's go ahead and get that regular beach ball, although I'm starting to think that we might want to modify it one last time, now that we have a good process. Maybe we just want to put a dot in the center, just inspired by Dog's beach ball, which is a very good beach ball. Let's just make some shade of orange, kind of like that. Yeah, just right like that, you know. And that'll be very good. That'll let us convert a TGA here to the beach ball texture TGA. Now it should be successfully converted, so we can go ahead and import our beach ball texture and our redder beach ball. There you go. And our other redder beach ball. Now we got two different kinds of beach balls, and one of them, the redder beach ball, has the advantage that it's a model that we can edit. So let's go ahead and get that that redder beach ball. Here we go. You know, it's an interesting little thing, but it seems good. The other thing I almost forgot is that we wanna stick this on the trunk in the item. So we'll go ahead and save that, and we'll fix it. Should be very easy. We'll just go to the redder beach ball item, and we'll get it right there. Just right like that. And we can go ahead and save. And here's our redder beach ball item. That's like what we were looking for. So, you know, in a perfect world, maybe we would have been able to do that with Dog's beach ball, but Dog's beach ball didn't say it was okay to edit it. So we're gonna do him a little respect there, and then not edit his model without permission. But what we have now is a redder beach ball, and so we can take a little picture of it, right? Once we have a little picture of that, we can use that picture to make ourselves an icon. Something maybe just like that. There you go. We can save this as beach ball icon. That'll mean we can go in here to our Warcraft software, boot up the button manager, and make ourselves an icon. Let's see. Documents. I went ahead and just saved in the models folder so we would know right where it was. Just keeping it simple. We'll fit it to size, and we'll make it an icon. There you go. Beach ball icon. That's very nice. Now let's go ahead and import it. Remembering, of course, every time we type replaceable textures, command buttons disabled, our life gets a little bit better. It's a good thing. We'll put that in, and now we should be able to have our beach ball item use the beach ball icon. There we go, just like that. So now we've got this very interesting beach ball, and we hurl beach ball into what we want. But the other interesting thing before we're gone too far away here is that we can go into abilities. We can go to hurl boulder, and we can give ourselves a really good sort of hurl beach ball. Because all we need to do is we just go in here and we select this boulder, and actually, before we delete it, let's double check. It's sphere 05, so that's good. We'll delete it, and now we'll go back to this one right here. We select that, and we'll put that right back in where the other one had been. And we'll link that onto sphere 05. Should be right here. And now we have ourselves a boulder that's been replaced with a beach ball, so we can hurl beach ball just like that. Oh, I accidentally hit cancel, wanted to hit save, but that's okay. Very easy fix. Now we've got a hurl beach ball just like that. We'll go ahead and save that into the map. We can go ahead and make a missile art effect for our hurl hurl beach ball, just right like that. There you go. It's a little beach ball, but you can tell it's being thrown. There you go. That's a good beach ball. So now what we can do is we can try our beach ball in game, but one of the things we have to remember is when we hurl the beach ball, we need to recreate the item so you can keep using it. So whenever a unit starts the effect of an ability, and the ability being cast is the hurl beach ball ability, then definitely what we want to do is create a beach ball item at the position of the receiving unit. After a few moments, we'll just wait a moment while the item flies over there. Of course, we have to remember that if we're going to use these sorts of systems with a wait function, we actually want to do one of these little script guys, just so that, you know, no biggie. We just want to make sure that our wait remembers the right unit. There you go. Alright, now we should be able to hurl that beach ball all that we'd like. So let's give it a little test. This is going to be a good vacation. Every time I see that message, this vacation gets better and better. Alright, let's see if we can... we'll get George over here a little bit faster with our boat. It's always nice. Travel as fast as you can, you know? That's a good beach ball. Look at that. It's got its animations. It's got its icon. It costs mana, but that's okay. I got some mana. And it looks like it can't target friendly units, which is interesting, because I thought I told it that it could. But that's alright. We'll fix it. We'll fix that right up. Looks like we need to tell it can target friendly ground and anything of that sort. Just like that. And there we go. We'll go ahead and jump on the boat and let's go pick up that beach ball. There we go. There you go. That's a good beach ball. And then it lands right there. Now, of course, we do see the interesting fact of the teleporting magic beach ball. This is always an interesting functionality of the game code here, and we have the beach ball appearing right there, and then over there, and then the one stuck onto something there that was pulsating. And you know, we have a way to fix that. There's a very simple fix for that. When we look at our beach ball here, we'll note that I did a copy paste, and the copy paste actually has visibility issues at some point. So we're going to click this here. We're going to go into the visibility section, and we're just going to find something else that has similar visibility to our guy. I think what that would probably be would be GeoSet 9, right? So if we can tell GeoSet 10 to use the visibility information from GeoSet 9, that really ought to fix it. And you can see the program here is even loaded in the beach ball here for us. So yeah, we'll just call that Hurl Beach Ball 1. That'll be a good name. Well, let's import it. Hurl Beach Ball 1, right like that. There you go. Now that we got that, let's go ahead and use it. Hurl Beach Ball 1, just like that. We'll go ahead and give it a test, and now it'll be fixed. It's a nice little inlet we got here to go pick up that beach ball. There you go. And then the beach ball drops right next to the lighthouse man. Looks like we could also right-click the lighthouse. We might want to get rid of that later on, but it's kind of funny, so I think we'll probably leave it. So in general, things look pretty good, except I think our beach ball probably should not cost mana to throw. But that's all fine. And there you go. Now what we really want is we want to have a beach ball competition, you know. So let's go ahead and see if we can make a beach ball net. Let's go to let's go to ensnare. Let's see, ensnare. Kind of like one of these. We might also want to get the buff form of ensnare. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, I'm thinking, you know, we take like one of these and then just kind of grab the net portion of this, and we'll go and grab ourselves a fence doodad. Let's go for a longer fence. Somebody like this. Take that out of the middle there. We get ourselves a little net. Then we have to do this very interesting process of sort of unraveling the net. But that'll be all right. That'll be just fine. To do that, all we want to do is split one of these, and I think it does appear that they're already split. So we'll just split it up right there, and now we can sort of unravel our net. Just like that. That's right. This might take us a moment, unraveling the net a little bit, but not everything in life comes easily. And this was definitely the first thing that came to our mind, so it's very worthy of being made. Let's see, I'll move this over here, just like that. I'll move this over here, just like that. I seem to have accidentally pressed the Z key, but that's okay. You can always unpress the Z key if you press the Z key. So as you can see here, I'm creating a net that we'll be able to throw the ball over. That'll be very nice. Now, how exactly we'll introduce the ability to accidentally not throw the ball over the net, I'm not sure. But I bet we'll come up with something. Let's see. Position this right here. And it looks like we've just got two more. This one and that one right there. And that'll be a good net, just like that. There you go. And here's our net. And looks like we might want to widen the posts a little bit. So we'll go back to our post selection. I'll move the post out like that. I'll move this post out like that, and there we go. We've got a net. Seems pretty good, but I guess as far as stacking our nets, you know, if we think about if you want to put 2 or 3 nets together in a row, it makes me wonder, perhaps was our original post position a very good one? In terms of the metrics. So let's go ahead and try to use these grid lines here. I wonder if we can do that. I'll put this out here and put this out here. We'll see if those grid lines do us any good. To that end, we'll go ahead and select. We'll go ahead and select these here, and we'll just scale them out to meet at the grid lines, and we'll see if we can use the grid lines in game. Now this is going to be our volleyball. Let's call it the beach volleyball net. There we go. That'll be our net. Now let's go get it right here. Beach volleyball net. So we're going to want to use the fence long. Copy that down. And we'll get our pathing texture here. Now we want it to be 16 by 2 default, but I'm not sure that really exists. This will be a learning moment. Here's our beach volleyball net. Let's go ahead and get props. Volleyball net long. There's our beach volleyball net. That's right. See, it's a long volleyball net. And it does not appear to be loading path textures 16 by 2 default. So let's go ahead and we'll fix that right there. We'll just go in the MPQ of the game. And we'll go to the path textures. I'll go to, let's see, yeah, there doesn't appear to be 16 by 2, so let's get ourselves 8 by 2. Let's get 8 by 2 default, and we're just going to export that out, And we'll just tweak it a little bit. 8x2 default, but we're gonna make 16x2 default. Let's open that up right in here. We'll just we'll resize our image. So instead of 8x2, it's 16x2. We're not gonna maintain that aspect ratio. 16x2, right like that. We'll save it and we'll put it in the map. 16x2 default. Just right like that. Let's go ahead and save. See if we can get it to load. We're going to see if we can get it to do a refresh of sorts. Yeah, right like that. Now we've got, from one end to the other, we knew our posts used the grid lines, and you can't go wrong when you use those grid lines. So we know that our net there just pretty much links just about exactly how we would want it to be. It's got the right sort of pathing texture, and we can fit two of them right next to each other, just about how you'd want. It was pretty close to how you'd want, something about like that. So there you go. Now we've got ourselves a little net. We can make a little place to throw the volleyball. Looks like if we go downward too far, we'll strike water. We don't really want to do that. So let's go upward a little bit. Make ourselves a little plateau. Play it on. And then we'll roughen the dirt up a little so people know this is where they play beach volleyball with the beach ball, just like that. Now the other thing you need if you're going to have some beach volleyball is some friendly people to play the beach volleyball with. So let's go ahead and let's make some beach volleyball player, just like that. There we go. Beach volleyball player. Let's give him the ability to hurl beach ball. That's right. That should be good. We're also going to make the Lighthouse man have. Let's see. No, I was trying to remember the select hero ability, but we can just grab that off of the list. That'll be just fine. We'll give him the ability to select hero, and then he's going to be able to sell. Oh, the beach ball. That's right. The reason that he wants to sell us the beach ball is that it's going to mean that we can have a lot of these beach balls, and so we'll be able to use them up, throwing them around with the beach volleyball players and maybe accidentally popping the beach balls, but probably not. So now that we've got the beach volleyball player, let's go ahead and put them into the game. Of course, they need to be beach party characters. Let's see. Yeah, we got some beach volleyball players on the two different teams. That's right. Let's try it like that. Maybe they'll position themselves in a little square. Who knows? Maybe so. Of course, the other interesting thing, realistically, is that we don't really want our beach volleyball players to be flying. So what we can do is we can go in here and we can grab our beach volleyball player. And we can tell it to use the animation set of the Night Elf Runner. And that way there'll be a standing beach volleyball player. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. To do that, we'll just import all of these, and we'll click this remove pre-existing button. We'll go ahead and try that. And let's see if we can just transfer that animation data, just like that. That's right. Seems like that should be pretty good. The only other thing we might want to bring through would be some of the little fancy pants. You know, sometimes characters have a fancy pants. Maybe we want to stick the fancy pants on the dress there. So we could just stick that on there. We could just stick that on here. And we could stick this guy on there, just like that. That's right. That way we'll have some good fancy pants. Sometimes you need a little fancy pants. Looks like also this one needs to link to that one. That'll be pretty good. That's right. Now, seems like that ought to work pretty well for us. But let's call this beach volleyball player. We're also going to give them one last little tweak here. We're gonna get rid of that. That's right. How bad did we do? Let's see. We did pretty well. There we go. Now our beach volleyball player is standing, which is definitely how it should be. It does look a little bit here like what we might want to do is go into our animation and perhaps remove the dress part 1, but we could do that. For that, we'll just go back to the runner second time. We'll load it up, and what we'll do is we'll just let's see. Yeah, we'll just overwrite into there. Just that top part of the dress is going to use this right here. Engine dress 7. That should be pretty good. Other than that, I think we're good to go. And let's go ahead and try it. We'll see if that fixes it a little bit. Yeah, that's fixed it right up. There we go. Now we got ourselves a beach volleyball player. Let's go ahead and give them a little portrait model too. That'll be good. That'll be good. That way, our beach volleyball players are not flying, because realistically, it wouldn't make sense for your beach volleyball player to be flying. There we go. Now I'll go ahead and give the beach volleyball player model. Seems to not be working. Well, what do you know? Looks like it doesn't work. Who knows why? It's pretty hard to say. Sometimes it can be pretty hard to say. Beach volleyball player 1. Maybe this one will be a little bit better. Let's go ahead and load that right up. Just like that. That's right. Typically, the reason why these things would not work would be something that we could fix, but it looks like we don't even have to fix it because it sort of fixed itself. Now we got our beach volleyball players, and they're not floating anymore, they're standing. And that's how we wanted that to be. That seems pretty nice, but what we need to do is we need to say that these beach volleyball players are in 2 groups, and that when you throw the volleyball at them, they're going to start to throw it back and forth. So each volleyball players, we're going to have to put in some code for that. Let's see. For that, I think maybe what we're going to do is we're going to turn this one back here so we can continue to edit it. We're going to put in a little bit of extra logic here. We're going to say if the target unit is in a particular region, unit is in region, which should be pretty simple to get. Should just be a region. If this region right here contains the position of the target unit equal to true, and also the unit type of the target unit is equal to the beach volleyball player, just right like that, then what we're going to do is something different. Otherwise, we're going to do this guy here. If that happens, what we're going to do is we're going to command that unit, that target unit, to let's see, hurl boulder add a random unit from units in the other side that are owned by player 2. In the meantime, we also want to check if the region, that's region 2, but if region 3 contains them and all those other conditions are met, we'll throw it back to region 2. That's right. And it'll be our else case here. We'll do that. So that all seems well and good. We'll take it back to a script, and we'll add our tweak, just like that. Add our little tweak. And we'll just pop it into there. We'll pop it into there. And we'll pop it into there. That's right. Just like that. And now we'll be able to really play the beach volleyball with the beach volleyball players. Should be very nice. But we might want a little bit of gold so we can make sure we can buy some of those beach volleyballs. That's right. We got to stop by the Lighthouse man to get some beach volleyballs. There we go. Let's get some extra. There you go. There's an extra beach ball. Maybe 2 extras. Sure. Now we can go down here to the beach volleyball players on the beach. But they don't have a volleyball yet, so let's throw one at them. Let's throw one to her right there. And that right there is how you play beach volleyball, my friends. That is how you play beach volleyball. But sometimes, if one person gets 2 beach balls, they get a little confused, and you gotta get another one. That's why we can buy more. This beach volleyball player doesn't seem to be very good. Let's give her a battle roar, that's right. And that shows you how to play a good beach volleyball on an island under the lighthouse. And I hope you have a good evening. Maybe you'll play some beach volleyball in your life or somewhere else and have a good time. Good luck and good night.